As I was saying earlier, the surface area is just simply the area of the surfaces. Now, if I'm looking at question number 1, the first thing I want to ask you is how many surfaces are there? How many surfaces? You should be able to look and say 6, right? All right. Now, all the surfaces seem to be what shapes? Rectangles. Right? So if you know how to find the area of a rectangle, then finding the surface area is what? Simple. All right? That's all. Now, what we're going to do first, hold up. What we're going to do first is I'm going to ask you to draw a net. All right? And what a net is just if you had to break it down into the rectangles. All right? So let me show you what I mean by that. All right? What I want you to think about is if I were to cut it here, please watch. If I were to cut it here, right? And what I'm doing is I'm going to open it up, right? And then along the top here, we're going to cut, right? And then we're going to lay that flat back, right? Then I'm going to cut on the bottom, the same situation, all right? And when I cut that on the bottom, all right, I'm going to lay the flat down. And then I'm going to be able to unfold that shape, all right? So on the top, there is that looks to me like a rectangle. And how do I know it's a rectangle? Because that would be 6 feet right there, correct?
Yeah.
And then all of these are 12 feet. Is everybody with me on that?
Yeah.
All right. And then this down here would be 2 feet. All right. Now, what is significant is once you open it up and lay it out, you're also going to have to write in those dimensions, which for some kids is hard. All right. So let's see if you understand what I mean. So if I'm going to make it a little bit darker so we can see. I'm going to cut right here, and I'm going to cut here and here. And I'm going to fold that flat back, right? And when I fold that flat back, I'm going to try to make it so this, I don't want to do it there. I want to give myself more room. All right. So I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to go here. And can everybody see? I think you can see that that's that flat. Do you agree? Right? Now, just to make sure we're good, all right, what I want to do is I want you to say this right here is 6 feet and this right here is 12 feet. Everybody okay with that? All right. Now, what's going to happen? All right. Now, as I fold that flat, I'm going to have another wall. All right. And I'm going to make this wall the one right next to it. All right. I'm going to make this wall that's right next to it. And what's that? What's this number at the top where the 6 was? What number is that going to be?
2.
All right. I'm happy with you guys. All right. And once you demonstrate that you understand that, then we can move on. All right. Then the height of it's still what?
12.
The height of it's still 12. So basically what we did is we did that shape right there. Is everybody okay with that? Now, does everybody agree I have the back wall? And the back wall is the same as the blue shape. Does everybody agree with this? What?
Why would wait, so is that is the top a square?
No, it's a rectangle because it's 6 feet by 2 feet.
That's awesome.
All right, there we go. So now I'm going to change it back to blue. All right, and I'm going to try to draw the same thing here. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going back across. All right, now that is what?
12, what's 6?
This is a 6, and this is a 12. All right, You're good. Just throw it in the garbage. I don't care. Yeah, I don't need that. Unless you were skipping school. I don't think so. Here's this. All right. Come on now. All right. Now, do I have another wall to do?
Yeah.
I have the what? What color?
Red.
The red wall. All right. So now I'm going to click back to red. All right. And I'm going to draw the same thing, except this time it's what?
2 by 2.
Yeah, it's a 2 by 12. Now, I probably could have done better here on the walls because the 6 and the 2 look the same. Does everybody agree with that? I should have made the 2 what? Smaller so you can see it better. All right. But now I'm asking you this question right here. Please look up. Does everybody see that's the surrounding? It's like taking a box and opening it up, right? Yeah. All right. Now I have the box on the top. Does everybody agree with that? All right. Now, where does the box on the top? I don't really care where you put it, but I'm going to just make it a different color. So what I want to do is I can make this, I can make this, and I can make this. All right. So what are those dimensions? What is it?
6 and 2.
6 and 2. Does everybody agree we have the 6 already? So then the other side has to be the what? That has to be the 2 feet. All right. Now, the one on the bottom, is it the same?
Yes.
Yeah. So what most people do is they just come down here and they try to make it the same.
Can you just go all the way?
Just do what I do. All right. Now, this down here is still 6 feet, right? And then this right here is 2 feet. And again, I'm really good at math part of the time because I learned to visualize things. All right. And at first, I didn't think it was that important. I just wanted to memorize the formulas. But once I understood if I could visualize it, I then could create the formula. I then could create the formula, which is what I'm going to try to show you. Right. Now, my question is, please, if that's not clear, you just got to tell me. Good.
So basically, if you like kind of rolled it up like this,
100%.
and then you put it on.
Yes, you have to be able to see that. That's not something I can tell you is true. You have to, exactly what he said, right? When you're looking at this part right here, this is the roof, this is the floor. These walls wrap around the floor and the roof. Is everybody with me on that? Right? Now, I can calculate what? This area, hello? This area, this area, this area, this area, this area, and do what? Add them all up, and that will be called the what?
Surface.
That will be called the surface area, right? So now, all I'm looking down now is I'm expecting to see you with this on your paper. That's what I want on your paper. So take time to draw it out. Now, let me give you a hint about sometimes it's quicker to draw this. Watch. Here's how I would draw it. All right? But I drew that for you guys just to show you the step by step. So the first thing, the first thing we could do, well, I'm going to cheat a little bit, is I could just draw a rectangle. Right? Does everybody see that? And then what do I have to draw that, divide that rectangle in? In 4 lines. Now, do you agree it should be 6, 2, 6, 2, right? So what I'm saying is here, I could come here now. I could come here and I could divide this and make that what? 6. And then the next one I could make as what? 2. And then the next one I could make as what? 6. And then the next one I could make as what? 2. So obviously that's not working. So what I have to do is I come over here now and I can move this around. So that's 2. That would be like 6. And that would be 2. All right. That to me would be better. All right. Does everybody see that now, right? And then, of course, you could just make it on the bottom. Watch how I do the bottom now. You could just come down here and make the bottom this way. And now, to me, I feel like that's a better representation. All right. What?
I'm kind of confused on the green shape. Why is it two by 12s, and then on the first shape there's only one 2 by 12?
These are all 12s here.
There's like on the one, like on the very end, like the red, on the end of the red one, the red one, and 2 by 12, that one.
Uh-huh.
But in the other one, there's two 2 by 12s.
There's a 2 by 12, a 2 by 12.
Oh, never mind.
You with me? No. It's good. Visual. It's hard. I'm telling you. All right? That's what I want. I want you to be able to say something. All right? So I can clarify it. That's the problem with some of you. You don't let me clear things up for you. All right? Does everybody see how easy that is to draw, right? Now, again, what I want to do now is I'm just going to erase this. I'm sure everybody has the net drawn. I'm sure everybody has the net drawn on your paper. Oscar, right? You good? All right. Put that away. All right. It's not snack time. All right. Now, what I want from you guys is this. We're going to calculate the individual surface areas. So, again, what's the surface area of the farthest left rectangle? The blue one. What is that? 72. I like that. 72 square feet, right? And then the one above that would be how many square feet? 12. And how many on the bottom? 12. And how many in the next rectangle? What would it be? 24. And then the next one would be what? 72. And then the next one would be what? 24. All right. And now you just do what? Add them all up. So add them all up for me.
272 times 2.
Yeah, very good. There's 2 of each. So what would that be?
192.
Somebody said 192, but we're double checking.
I got 260. I got 1.
All right. Well, you guys have your own. I'm going to erase. Everybody's going to do it again.
Oh.
I got 1.
Double check. What is it? So far, I've got a couple 216.
216.
216. All right. So now we're going to say the surface area is 216 square feet. The surface area is 216 square feet.
Oh, it's square.
Right? Now, why is it squared? Because we're dealing with what? Area. All right? Now, right under surface area, you're going to write V equals. All right? Because I wasn't happy. Volume. All right? Again, what was the formula for volume?
Big B.
Big B, big H. Area of the base times the height. All right? So in this case, it's just going to be what? 6 times 2 times 12, which is, somebody tell me? 144 what?
Feet. Cube.
Feet cubed. That is correct. Cubic feet. All right, is everybody with me? All right. Now, how many agree with me finding that surface area was just annoying?
Yes.
Right, do you agree? Do you really want to draw the net every time? No, or would you prefer that I show you what the formula is? And it's just formula based. And it's very simple. The problem is there's a lot of formulas, and as long as you know the area formulas, then it's kind of easy. All right? So I want everybody to look up here on the board because I want to show you something. What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. So here's what I got. All right. I want everybody to look at this right here. This, I'm trying to draw this so it's big so you can see. This right here is just a giant what?
Rectangle.
Just a giant rectangle. So I just really have to calculate that. Does everybody agree with me? All right. Now, what I want everybody to do is underneath that, I want everybody to write surface area. All right. How many bases are there here?
6.
How many bases?
Oh, 2.
2. All right. There are 2 bases. And again, the rectangular prism is unique because the base could be the top and bottom, left and right, or front and back. All right, so I'm going to look at it like it's on the top and bottom. All right, so how many bases are there again?
2.
2. So the surface area, now this is where you have to listen. There is 2 times the area of the base. Now, plus pH. Who can? Yay, very smart. Thank you very much. The perimeter. And capital P stands for the perimeter of what? The perimeter of the base. Right? The perimeter of the base. So please make yourself that note if you need to. 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. All right. Now, how did I know that was the perimeter? Look right here, guys. I tried to draw the highlighted blue. Does everybody see the highlighted blue? Now, do you agree 6, I'm trying to show you something. 6 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2, that is the actual what? Perimeter of the base. That is the perimeter of the base. So if I fold that up, all right, if I fold it up and I lay it flat, you should see that the surrounding part is nothing more than the perimeter. It's nothing more than the perimeter. So again, I want to say it one more time. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. The surface area of a prism is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Now the problem is the base can always do what? Change. The base can change. All right, it can be a circle, it can be a triangle, it can be a trapezoid, it can be a rectangle, it can be a square, lots of different things. But the formula for finding area, we should all know those by now. All right, so let's see if we get the same answer. So surface area is equal to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 times, and I want someone to tell me what the area of the base is. 12. Right? If you don't know 12, you raise your hand and say, I'm not sure why it's 12. Because the base, this is the base. Mr. Greep, that is the base. All right? And the base would just be 6 times 2, which is 12. All right? 2 times 12 plus, I need the perimeter of the base. So we all can do that. 6 plus 2 plus 6
16.
plus 2, which is 16. The perimeter of the base is 16. If you don't know that, now you raise your hand and say, I don't have any idea what you're saying.
I get how it's like, I get on like the net thing, but I don't get how you find that around the back.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, I get how like 6 times 6 or 6 plus 6 plus 6. But I
No,
don't
6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 2.
get-
All right, because the perimeter, I'm trying to show you up here. Look, this, please watch up here. This is the perimeter. You with me? So that's why I'm going 6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 2. Put your hand down for a second. You with me now, right? All right, what?
I'm finding the perimeter of the whole
Perimeter of the
base.
base. I didn't say perimeter of the whole thing. I said the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base this time is, what did we say, guys?
16.
16 times, what's the height of the prism?
12.
12. All right, so I need everybody to take out their handy-dandy calculator now and do 2 times 12 plus 16 times 12.
216.
What is it?
216.
Is that the same answer?
Yes.
216 square feet. Personally,
I think
that's how I like doing it.
Me too.
I don't like drawing the net, and I don't like having to calculate the area of all shapes. All right? Is everybody agreeing with me? All right. So now, just for my own sanity and just to make sure I'm doing a good job, all right, I still need to do the net of that triangular prism. All right? And then after we do the net of the triangular prism, then we're going to use the formula because I think we agree the formula is better. All right? But you still need to see the net. Now, somebody tell me that this shape has how many different shapes? Two. There are what? Rectangles and how many triangles are there? How many rectangles? Three. And the rectangles surround the what? Surround the triangle. All right. So I'm going to draw the net for you. All right. So first thing is I'm going to try to draw this right here. There you have that. Does everybody agree? And then I'm going to have another what? That's going to be the rectangle, right? And then there's going to be a triangle at the bottom. And then there's a rectangle that would come over here. Yep. We're going to be able to, because you're supposed to be able to draw the measurements.
Are we going to use my dot again?
Shh. So there we have it. All right. Now I'm asking you to put in, this is a 6, this is a 5, this is a 5, and if you want to, you can draw that little dotted line and say that's a 4. All right. Now here's what a lot of kids didn't see. What's the height of the prism? What is it? What's the height of the prism? 11. So I'm trying to make sure everybody can see that's 11, that's 11, that's 11, that's 11. Does everybody see that? Now my question, someone look up here, please. Tell me what this length is from here to here. A lot of kids didn't know that. It's 5, right? Because those two things are connected, right? Believe it or not, these two things, if we fold them up, connect to each other. Is everybody with me on that? And so this side over here is also what? 5. And this down here is 5. And this down here is 5. Is everybody with me on that? All right, what?
When we do it, face the triangle, are we still doing the 5 by 2?
When we get to the area, yeah, come on, just keep up with me. Draw your, like you're doing, draw it and let me work with you. All right? So that is the net. That is the net. All right? Anybody have any questions with that? All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to highlight this, please. You stay with me. What's the area of that right there?
55.
55. Now put 55 in there and circle it. 5 times 11, right? And then what is this guy in here?
66.
66. And what's this guy over here? 55. Okay, now I have the area of the triangle. Somebody said 12. Good. 1/2 base times height. The height is what? 4. All right, that's the trouble. Don't use the 5. All right, it's the 4, the perpendicular. So this in here again, what did you say it was? So I'm circling it so I don't forget. All right, now do you agree the base is the same? So this triangle down here is going to have to be what? Also 12. Now what do I do with all the circles? You add them up.
200
All right.
feet squared.
How much?
200 feet squared.
Is
Or
that-
yards squared.
Is everybody good with that? Double check him, please. 200 yards squared. Yes. Shh. I'm totally fine with that. And that's your option. That's your option. I just don't like drawing the nets. That's all. Right? And if you want, you can just kind of look at the shape and say, this is 55. The back wall is going to be 55. The bottom wall is going to be 66. The front wall is going to be 12. And the back is going to be 12. Some people are good at that. I just don't like that. All right? Because a lot of kids miss a side. What?
I don't really get how you find the perimeter.
Well, I'm not there yet. All right? We just found the surface areas. Everybody good with that? What? Shh.
I was a little confused about how wide it is. I get how it's like 6 and 66, but I don't get why it's not out even.
I don't know what you mean. They're the different sides here. This is the triangle. 6, 5, and 5.
I think it'd be easier if the triangle was like all the same.
Yes, it would be. You're right. And in a little while, none of the sides are going to be the same. That's possible. You hear me? Right? So it's kind of annoying. I'm agreeing with you. That's why I say it's important to be able to visualize it. But for me, that's why I like the formula. Right? Now, again, please watch. I told you the surface area is equal to, how many bases are there? 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Everybody with me? So now surface area is equal to 2. What's the, what, I know, but what's the shape?
A triangle.
So we would do 1/2. What's little b?
4.
What's the base of the 6? What's the height?
4.
4. Plus, what's the perimeter of the base? 16. What's the height of the prism?
11.
11. Now everybody type in on your calculator. 2 times 1/2 times 6 times 4 plus 16 times 11. Is that correct?
Yes.
200 yards squared. What?
Why is the perimeter 16?
Yeah.
What do you want it to be?
Well, I just want to get.
What does perimeter mean to do?
Like,
Right, so watch me. I'm going to do the perimeter of the base. You watch me and see if this makes sense. Yeah, some of you thought the base was a rectangle still. That's what the problem is. You with me?
Yeah.
The base is a triangle. The base is the triangle. Is everybody with me? What?
I did it and I got 188.
Okay, well that just means you just didn't do the numbers correct.
Alright, well,
Shh.
I did the 2 times 1/2.
Times.
I just
I'm listening to you.
2 times 12. Or, wait, no, okay, I did it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Skipping steps makes problems. All right. Now, underneath surface area, I want you to write what? V, volume. All right, because we can do better on volume. Volume, area of the base times the height. Volume equals. Again, now that we've said it enough, what is the area of the base?
12.
Come on, we've already done the area of the base. 12, guys, come on. That's what I'm saying. Some of you guys not participating, this is a problem. You're allowed to be wrong. I mean, you've heard other people say wrong things over and over and over. Right? No one walks out the door saying, wow, or they made 3 mistakes today. No one cares. You have to participate. If I say what's the area of the base, you should be able to say what? 12, confidently. If you say 16, let's talk about why you think it's 16. All right? So again, one more time. What's the area of the base? 12. What's the height?
11.
So your volume is going to be 132 what?
Yards cubed.
Yards cubed.
Wouldn't it be 1/2 though? Because it's a triangle.
Well, the 1/2 is in the calculation of the area of the base.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying, right? It would be 1/2 little b little h. That's 1/2 times 6 times 4. Once again, we just help somebody make a correction. All right, if you think it's something else, you're supposed to speak up. I can't walk around the room and pat you on the back every time you say something correct. All right, come on now. Get involved. Speak up if you don't know something. It's a big part of ERBs. Understanding volume and surface area and perimeter. What? Where were you at? Did you just walk in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you don't know.
Did it last?
Okay, here we go. Question number 3. That is correct. When you walk out the room, you forfeit your ability to come back in. Weber, listen, keep your mouth shut. You don't get the last word. Or you get to get out of class. Now, number 3, you have options. You definitely have options. All right? How many prefer the formula? I much prefer the formula. If you prefer, like on this shape right here, to say, well, that's a rectangle. Find the area of that rectangle. And then how many of those rectangles are there?
2.
2. Then there's this rectangle. How many of those are there?
2.
And then how many of these?
2.
Yeah, you're in good shape. You can do that. I don't care. I want you to understand how to calculate the surface area. All right? But for us, again, formula base, we don't have to write the net now. You don't have to write the net for this one. Underneath that, I want everybody to write surface area is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. That is the formula for surface area of a prism. 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Now, in this case, what is, someone help me with the area of the base? What would that be?
72.
Okay, so if you're telling me 72, that means you're thinking the base is this, which is there anything wrong with that? No, that's not wrong. All right? I don't care if we want to use that. But I prefer to use the base as what it's sitting on for now, which would be this right here. That's the area of the base. Right, so let's go with that. 2 times the area of the base, which was what?
84.
84 plus, I need you now to find the perimeter. All right, let me answer the phone. Everybody find the perimeter for me real quick. Hello? Hello? Yeah. All right, Reagan. All right, so that gave you enough time to tell me what the perimeter of the base is. What's the perimeter of the base? 40. You may have a problem with the perimeter of the base being 40. The perimeter is 6 plus 14 plus 6 plus 14. Is everybody with me on that? Right now, eventually you'll just say it's 2 of each, right? All right, come on, come on. What? Speak up.
No, like, I was just asking.
The perimeter. I don't want you to ask him anything. The perimeter is 20. What's the height? 12. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, 40. Yeah, you told me 40. Sorry. 40. Perimeter is 40. So now, surface area is equal to surface area. How much? 648 what?
Inches squared.
Inches squared. Beautiful. What?
You like to use what the thing is sitting on? Why would the perimeter be 6 and 11? For number 2.
For what?
Because there's no, like,
That's
two
not the
bases.
base.
What?
On this one, the rectangle is not the base.
It's not the exact same shape across.
That's exactly right. Listen to what he said. He's correct. See how this triangle is directly opposite that triangle? That has to be the base. The rectangular prism is unique because the top and bottom could be the base. He's correct. He could have said the base was this and this one back here. It's the same. It'll work out. The surface area will be the same. You hear me? Good question. All right. Now, what time's the bell ring?
50 minutes.
All right. So now, hear me out, please. Volume. I want the volume real quick. Volume equals 6 times 14 times 12. Somebody tell me. 1 what?
1,008
And then we would say 1,008 what?
inches.
Inches cubed. All right, now I just want to flip the page. All right, tonight, listen, make it easy on you. Very easy, because I'm concerned that you'll forget the formula. Is everybody hearing me? All I want you to do is one problem. I want you to do number 4, but I want you to draw the net. You have to draw the net. Right? Draw the net, find the surface area, and then find the volume. Is everybody with me? And then if you want to double check it with the formula, are you allowed to use the formula? Yes. Then tomorrow, I'm just going to start using the what? I'm going to start using the formula to try to help you with that. Plus, it's really good algebra skills. What?
Find a wide circle.
I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Very good. All right. What's the base of a circle?
Pi r squared.
Yeah, so it's just going to be 2 pi r squared. The perimeter of a cylinder is just the circumference. All right, so the surface area of a cylinder is just 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Again, that's hard to remember unless you what? Understand what the shape is. And I'm going to demonstrate exactly what the shape is tomorrow. All right, so again, let me make sure I'm perfectly clear. Number 4 is your only problem. All you have to do is draw the net, because that's important on ERBs. Then you have to calculate the surface area. All right, you can use the net to draw the surface area, or you can use the what? Formula. All right, anybody have any issues? All right, just one problem, guys. I really appreciate the day today. I felt like it was good. All right, very good.